Hi, it's Anthony, and today is February the 28th, 2026. Today's the last day of February. Tomorrow, the first day of March. Spring is just around the corner, and I'm not upset about it. This week, I have been discussing spiritual warfare and the armor of God in Ephesians 6 specifically. And over the past 24 hours, it's been very fascinating to watch physical war between mankind break out in the world, specifically in the nation of Iran. Over the past day, the United States and Israel has been bombing Iran, shooting missiles into its territory, and the wars that we fight today are much different than the wars of decades ago, centuries ago. The weapons that we use are so technologically driven in modern warfare. But when I think about how magnificent modern warfare is and how precise and how powerful the bombs are, it makes me think about the spiritual warfare going on around us. And I believe that our physical warfare, even the modern technological physical warfare with great feats of science and technology, I believe that our wars pale in comparison to the spiritual wars taking place in spiritual places all the time. And I actually believe that the physical wars that take place in our world are really manifestations of the war taking place in the spirit. Because remember, we don't battle against flesh and blood, but we battle against principalities and powers and forces of darkness. And so I believe that there are spirits, principalities, and powers that are over regions and nations and sometimes people that are kind of manipulating and causing us to go to war in the flesh, in the natural, against one another in order to serve their purposes, as demonic forces are influencing people to their desires. And so as you watch war play out in the natural, on our phones, on our televisions, or maybe even you live in a war-torn area, as you watch that taking place, pray for God's will, pray for justice, pray for mercy, pray for wisdom for the leaders who are leading these wars, pray for the protection of innocent lives, women, children, civilians, so on, etc. Any loss of life is a tragedy. But remember, while those things are going on, there is a much larger war taking place in the Spirit. And let us rely on the Holy Spirit to fight those battles and put on the armor of God to protect ourselves in the day of battle and take up the weapons of the Spirit to fight that war. And we're going to talk about tomorrow the sword of the Spirit.